What makes you like Santa Fe? What is it about Santa Fe that you like?
There is a magic in this city that I think has attracted people for hundreds of years, and it remains to this day. It has that wonderful set of qualities which are visual beauty, an incredibly rich cultural heritage, an interesting history, and a great diversity of people, plus a real spark, innovative spark, both in commerce and industry, and or I should say all in commerce, industry, and the arts and culture here. It is just a real mosaic, swirling mosaic of all kinds of things going on at any given time. It's a very lively place to live, I think.
Are you married?
Yes.
Children?
Yes. I'm married to Edward Mazria, who is an internationally recognized expert in the area of climate change and how it can be addressed and softened, hopefully, and eventually perhaps stabilized, largely through the building sector and the appropriate use of the right building materials, siding, daylighting, energy efficiency, etc. And he wrote the Passive Solar Energy book in the late 70s, so he's recognized as one of the godfathers, we say, of solar. And we have a child together. Her name is Dimitra. She's named after my Greek grandmother. And for those, if you have any Greeks listening, it's really Dimitra. But, you know, we anglicize everything in this country, so it's Dimitra. And she's a graphic designer in New York. And I have a son from a previous marriage who lives in Southern California. He's nearly 40 years old now, and he is a former veteran of the Marine Corps. Well, he is a veteran of the Marine Corps. He's a former Marine Corps officer, is the way to say it. And he's married and has a 12-year-old daughter. So great kids, both of them.
You don't look old enough to have a 40-year-old son. Let me ask you, what is your trick here? How do you keep so young looking? How do you keep your health? You're on a big campaign right now, and what do you do to keep yourself healthy?
I think it's the ability to let your emotions out occasionally, which I'm known for. Not to hold too many things in, you know. It'll cripple you emotionally and make you sick, I think. But quite seriously, I have a great love for life, but beyond that, I have a great love for people. And this campaign has re-energized me in a way that not many things do, because I love listening to people and talking to them about how we can serve them in the city. So it's been good for me.
Who was one of your biggest influences in life?
Without question, my father played a huge role in my life. And my mother was a wonderful mother to the three of us, but my father, from the age of 10, I was out hiking and hunting and exploring with him. And my brothers came along too, but I was the one who really loved the outdoors, especially in New Mexico. And he taught me about the stars and how to read signs in the forest when you're hiking, and how to look for evidence that animals had been there, and how to look for evidence. In those days, we used to find pot shards, and it wasn't so closely monitored, to look for those, and to keep your eyes open, and to walk softly so that you didn't scare the animals, so that you could see them. You know, that is a huge part of my psyche, that love of the outdoors, and that bonding, especially with the land in New Mexico. So although you know, my mother was a very loving mother, I think my father gave me the passion for many things, and really taught me to look beyond myself and out into the universe. At all times, he said, keep your eyes, look around you at all times, wherever you are, and take in everything that you can at the same time, without hopefully disturbing too much that what you're looking at.
You say you like to hunt, you like to fish?
I'm a terrible fisherwoman. My son is a fabulous fisherman. Mm-hmm. I don't have much luck with fish. I used to hunt when I was a kid. I don't hunt anymore. I do hike a lot, and I do target shoot.
Good. Are you any good at it?
Yeah, I've been told I'm pretty good at it, yes. So it's, it's a Western skill that has always been important traditionally here. And I do think that good training is key to anything, especially when you're handling a firearm. I'm a big promoter of the training programs that the National Rifle Association puts out, because responsible use of firearms is critically important. And I hear too many stories these days about young kids who think they know how to handle a firearm and they don't. So I really push, if you're going to want to use a firearm or learn how to use one or go hunting, get good qualified instructors and practice in safe conditions.
Absolutely. Because it's not the gun that kills, it's the person behind the gun. And if they know what they're doing, they'll be a lot more careful.
Absolutely.
What kind of a kid were you? Tell me. What? I was telling Miguel a little while ago that I can look at somebody's face and I try to picture them what they look like. Now, I see you as a cheerleader.
Well, that's close. That's close. I have to tell you, Carlene, that I never made varsity. I made junior varsity alternate cheerleading when we moved away from New Mexico. But I will tell you, I ran into one of my, I couldn't jump high enough, I think that's what it was. I ran into one of my elementary school teachers from Los Alamos a few years back. And it's wonderful to run into your old teachers, as many of us do, because I had this image of myself as being sort of a bookish, hard studying academician type in elementary school. And she told me that I was a live wire then, and it looked like I was still a live wire, so I guess I stood corrected. And I think it's true. I think I was.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. You mentioned book learning. Do you like to read?
Oh yeah, I'm an avid reader. I'm one of those people who has 3 or 4 books going at a time. And don't ask me how I do it. A lot of people are happy with one book, but I will be picking up a biography, a novel, and a nonfiction, a classic nonfiction book, and be reading them intermittently at the same time, and I love that.
Do you enjoy movies?
Love movies.
Television? Is there anything in particular on television you like?
I watch the news on television as much as I can handle during the course of the day. I love the financial news because in addition to being a trained attorney, I've spent a lot of my career in the financial services sector and in banking, particularly trust banking, where we did a lot of investing. And so I have paid particular attention to financial news over time, and you can learn a lot from watching the right programs on the financial news at the same time that you do some more formal learning on your own. So those are the 2 things I watch. I like to watch CNBC in the morning and Bloomberg TV, and I like to watch the news at night. I like Anderson Cooper a lot, but I also go and I watch everything. I watch Fox News. We don't get MSNBC. I watch BBC. I try to get everything I can, all different points of view.
That's great.